know my face, you do not know my name, not familiar with my business. I am Nicholas Francis, aka Mr. Millionaire Insight. That is me, that is my business, Millionaire Insight LLC. And we are here again today for episode 7 of the science behind, or the science of online marketing. So, the science of online marketing is a series dedicated to help entrepreneurs, aspiring entrepreneurs, even big box business owners learn how to properly set up, how to break into, how to properly market using social media. Because it is the way that the world has gone, the marketplace has gone. So if you're not using your social media to promote yourself and what it is you have to offer the world, you're doing it wrong. That's just my humble opinion. I'm not trying to step on anybody's toes or anything. I'm just trying to give you some realistic advice here. So for those of you who are coming in, if you know my face and members of my team, please double tap the screen. It does let TikTok know that I am doing a good job. So please go ahead and double tap and share the live, because I believe everyone, absolutely everyone, if you are on social media and you mean to do something, you have a service to promote, a business to promote, you have an account to promote, a nonprofit to promote, you're promoting an event for your church, you're promoting a series of events for your business, all these kind of stuff like that. You have aspirations to succeed on social media and do something, anything special. I believe this series is for you. So in this episode, we're going to discuss setting up your account for success. Now, I forgot to mention this earlier, but the series is live on TikTok nightly at 7:30, but the last couple nights I've been having to do live at 7 because I needed some extra time. Me and my family got some things to take care of, so I had to amend the time a little bit. I hope you don't mind spending a few extra minutes with me. So that's just me trying to give back to you guys a little bit more by coming on a little bit earlier. But usually I started this series coming on at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. So thank you guys for taking the time. Let's see, who is that? I can't really see because I'm not sure. Get paid with Charlene. Hey Charlene, what's going on? How are you? Thank you so much for joining. And go ahead and double tap the screen, guys. Let's get this thing to at least 1,000 likes, so they will know that I'm actually giving out the goods here, which I always think I am. So yeah. So guys, just to preface this, like I am not a social media guru. I never claim to be, never will claim to be, no matter how much I know. All I will claim to do is have a willingness to help, a willingness to guide people to success and achieve things that I already know and avoid the mistakes that I did. So, or that I didn't, I should say. So, with that said, we're going to get into one of the first steps in social media and having a presence on social media and things like that. It's so important to remember that. Good, I am in the community with you. Our community rocks. Yes, they rock out of control. Like y'all, I have, now that Charlene brought this up, it is amazing to me how over 900 people, just shy of 1,000 people, and it will be 1,000 people by the end of the month. I am so certain of that we are gathered together, entrepreneurs and aspiring entrepreneurs looking to make some extra money and just helping each other succeed. That is what we are about. That's what this team, that's what this group, that's what this community is about, people helping people succeed. And it is such an amazing thing. And I have had the honor and the privilege and the pleasure to actually give back and to sow into this community. And they have welcomed me with open arms, and seriously, like they flooded me and flooded my accounts with all this love, all this support. And I cannot imagine not having this group anymore, because like, seriously, it literally changed not just my business but my life, because every last one of them are absolutely out of the park amazing. So if you haven't thought about it yet, if you're looking to start something, if you are looking for support for what you're already doing, then our team is the best team in business, in my opinion. So yeah. So now to the episode, right? So this is one of the first aspects of setting up, you know, like being successful on social media, right? You have a brand new vision, you have aspirations, ideas, all these different things. You got ready to go, you're set up and all this stuff. When you go and you sign up for social media, you know, there's a couple things that they don't really tell you if you have aspirations to be promoting anything. And I'm not saying it has to be one thing or another. It doesn't matter what you promote. When you first get involved in something and you want to be successful and you want to spread your message on social media, there is a right way to do it and there is a wrong way to do it, right? So we're going to go over these things in this video. So make sure you stay to the end because my best tip is going to be the last one. And I'm going to make sure I drop that good nugget for you guys. So first, the important thing when you're setting up your account is that people have have to have a way to contact you. Now I know you put in your email and stuff like that when you signed up for your social media account, be it Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Snapchat, TikTok, whatever it is, right? But you have to have a way for people to contact you and people online to contact you. Because here's the thing that most people might not be aware of. Not everybody is up for receiving phone calls. And because of security reasons, you may not want to have your personal cell phone number on your profile on your account. Like some people are cool with it, but I definitely, as somebody who has been in business for a good few years now, I definitely don't recommend putting your personal email, your personal phone number on a social media website, right? That's something I had to learn because when people started buying into what I was saying and they started to really like want to seek advice and learn more and things like that, um, you know, they started calling me and I started getting all these calls and I'm like, man, like they're calling me all times of the day, all times of the night. So like I literally had to learn the hard way to not put my personal information as far as my contact number, my personal cell phone number on social media for the world to see. Now, one thing like, okay, hold on for 1 second. What do you mean? What am I talking about? Did you not read the title? We're talking about marketing. We're talking about marketing on social media. If you're not up for that, then by all means, keep scrolling. But for those of you who are, right? And bro, I don't know, 025, that's crazy. Okay, that's your username. One more time, and then I'll block you. Just saying. Please be respectful. When you come in here, please be respectful. Please be cordial. Please be civil because we're other human beings that just trying to learn a few things. So please just be respectful, keep it civil, and all that stuff. No extra stuff, because I'm not for that. I will fall asleep on that block button quick, fast, and in a hurry. So I'm gonna just let you know that now, right? So back to personal information, right? So on top of the phone, on top of the email and things like that, you have to be very careful as to, setting up your stuff. So you may want to look into, like when I first started, I got a Google Voice number and it's free. You don't have to pay for it. There's obviously things that you can upgrade to and things like that to have a virtual phone number. But having a Google Voice number definitely helped me to be able to put a contact in, like a phone contact, in my contact info, and having a separate email. Again, I had to learn the hard way about that because I have an email with about, excuse me, with about 30,000 emails. So yeah, I didn't get a second. I had to get a second email purposely for business. So I would recommend If you're going to free option, because I understand you're just getting into business, you're just getting your funds straight. So if you're not making that much money, you want a free option that actually works, that actually reputable, go to, it's as simple as going to Google and just making another Gmail, preferably with your product, your service, your company, whatever it is. The premise of your brand. So like me, I'm Millionaire Insight. So one of my emails is Mr. Millionaire Insight, right? And I have another one, Millionaire Insight for Life, right? So it has to relate to what it is you're promoting, right? So when people see you on social media and they go to contact you via email, you have seamless brand recognition across the board, right? So you got your Google Voice number, you got your alternate email and all that kind of stuff. So you set that up as for a way for people to contact you. So I'm gonna discuss the elephant in the room right up front when we're talking about personal information and being on social media and things like that. Is, should your social media profile be private or should it be public, right? So I'll be honest with you. I am a very, very private individual. It may not seem like that, but I'm a very private, very reserved kind of individual. However, knowing all the things that might go wrong, could go wrong, and all these different things, the one thing you have to remember is seeing your marketing, seeing the experience that somebody has through up to and through your business through the eyes of your customer, right? So let's say somebody sees my live or they see my pre-recorded video, whatever, my short or whatever it is, and they go to my description or they go to my comments and see, okay, you can contact me, I'm on social media here, right? So they're excited and everything like that, but then they go to my social media and they can confirm it's me and everything, but my account is private. So it's like, okay, so what now? How do I get to know? And that immediate apprehension that someone has, right? That immediate reaction that someone has, like, okay, what do I do next? Because there's nothing here and this account is private. That instantly starts to make them be disappointed that they're not going to get to see what the business is about. They're not going to get to know you, which is the most important thing. And they don't feel as excited to continue the interaction because they feel like they hit a cyber wall, right? So the reason I decided to make all my social media public is because you have to know when you get into the marketing game, when you get into promoting anything on social media, you are now a public figure. When it comes to commerce and things like that, you are actually a public figure, right? And what that means is you have a voice, you have a message, you have a plan, you have things that you want to put out there, and you want to be able to be accessible to people that are randomly coming across your social media. Let's see, they have to have easy access. So yeah, 100%. And it says your name says don't matter. Okay, that's cool. But yeah, you have an excellent point. They have to have easy access to you, right? And it's so pivotal, that last part, access to you. Because as I've said all the time in my content, as you will hear me say time and time again in this series, people have to know, like, and trust you. And people do not buy products and services, they buy the people selling them. So you have to keep that in mind. So, yes, it's a little uncomfortable to have your social media profile public and all that stuff. Definitely, definitely pray about it. Definitely, but I highly recommend it. Somebody who is already successful in online marketing, I highly recommend it. Anybody that's serious about promoting anything to your social media, you're gonna need to you're gonna need to put your profile on public. Let's see, random people is going to be your biggest target. Yep. Like, I kid you not, and don't matter. Thank you so much for that. You know what? Let's see, where you at? I'm gonna give you a follow for that. because you got some great insight. So I went ahead and followed you, right? So here's the thing, right? When you are committed to promoting anything, you have to expect that the people that you don't expect to come across and actually be a customer of yours are literally going to be those randos. Like, you didn't even plan on it. And I can't tell you how many times I've had that happen. Let's see. Social media shares. Let's see. Hold on. It's going too fast. Social media shares your page to people who don't know you more than people who do know you. Yeah. Excuse me. Especially Instagram. 100%. 100%. They, as soon as they see, especially like on Instagram is famous for doing that. They see that your profile is on public, and you start creating things like Instagram reels and things like that. They're going to push you because they figure, why? You're a content creator, you're a public figure, you've set yourself up that way, you presented yourself that way, and they know people are going to engage. And here's the thing, whether good or bad, they know people will engage with you. And that's what they're counting on. Because with these features that, let's be honest, they're not exactly new. The short form content is not exactly new. It's been around for like 3, almost 4 years, right? But at the same time, like, you have to be up there with your stuff. So you know that they're going to push you. So you have to be prepared. So think about it like this. You wouldn't invite somebody over to your house that's never been there before and not get dressed, right? I mean, some people might, but I highly, I highly don't recommend that, right? Put some socks on, put some clothes. You know what I'm saying? Look decent. Let's see. This is really great intel. Thank you so much. I can't really see the name, but I'll definitely give you a shout out for that. Thank you so much for that. But yeah, you wouldn't necessarily set up yourself for somebody coming over to your house that's never been there, and you're still in your skivvies. Like, you would at least put on a nice shirt, you would at least put on some pants, I would hope, or put on a dress or whatever it is. It doesn't have to be, this immaculate gown or this immaculate suit, but at least, you're going for a job interview and stuff like that, or you're going for a meeting with someone else that you're attempting to connect with. You're at least gonna look decent, right? You're gonna look put together, right? So you're gonna set. That's the same thing in social media. They're going to be looking at your business. So why not set your business up for success and make it look as put together as possible? And I say put together as possible because, again, we're straying into content creator side, where it's like, I might not have the best gear. I don't have the Nikon this that model. I don't have a DSLR camera. I don't have an iPhone. I don't have a this. I don't have a late model phone. You don't have to have that. But what you have to do is do the best with what you have. Because let me tell you something. I started with a 2-bit laptop and a not even like a BlackBerry. Like, seriously, a BlackBerry. Like, I remember I was holding on to my BlackBerry when Facebook came out. I was holding on to that thing for dear life. But when I got a smartphone, like, you could actually take video and things like that. It was definitely an upgrade. But I would look at all these other content creators and look at all these influencers and stuff, and I'm like, man, I don't have a DSLR camera. Man, I don't have that phone. Man, I need to get this. I need to get that. Guys, let me tell you something. I have a podcast, and when I started my podcast, Freedom Fridays, shameless plug, I literally had my phone and my laptop. I didn't have what you call it, a condenser mic. I did not have one of those. I did not have proper software because I only use Facebook Live, and I had YouTube for years, so I started putting content over there. But I made money and I saved up and I bought myself a $50 mic, literally a $50 mic, and I took my $50 smartphone and I recorded video and I recorded audio, because you could literally download an audio recorder app for nothing these days, right? And that's how I started. But obviously, I have been able to upgrade a little more, to have a little bit more leeway and a little bit more room to upgrade the look of my content, right? Let me see. The hard times teaches you and gives you insight on how to make your stuff work for you. Mike and Audio Mix say, yeah, listen, full disclosure right here, right now. I just got a mixer, or not a mixer, a sound card. And like, honestly, I don't know why it's sitting on my desk right now. Just like, I'm trying to get the hang of using it, but it's something like, I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Ruslan. He's a Christian YouTuber. I watched his content so much. Like, I love the idea of the sound effects and all that kind of stuff for the reaction videos and all the kind of like, I was just so into that. And I was like, I gotta get me a sound card. I gotta get me a sound card, but I gotta learn to use it. That's the thing. As your business started profiting, you invested back into the business. That is such a key point. That is such a key point. And why? Because of the fact that, and I like that so much. You have to invest back in your business. And here's why, or here's what happens though, right? Especially when you first start something, an opportunity, whatever it is. Like, you are so gung-ho and focused on, let me make my first sale, let me make my first close, let me make this money real quick, and let's see how we can pay some of these bills. Because that's, at the end of the day, that's why you got into business, to make money, to pay your bills, right? I get that. But hear me out, right? Even in the chat, they're talking about that. Like, look, you have to be able to put money back into your business, because of the fact that you have to be able to improve, right? I'm not saying you have to start running ads tomorrow. I'm not saying you have to upgrade your camera tomorrow, but you can actually start doing little things. Like, for me, like, I'm just gonna be real with y'all here. Like, I had to get real adamant about keeping this together. Something as buying some clippers, or buying some to keep yourself looking nice or looking presentable. You invest in that stuff too. That stuff matters. When somebody looks at you and let me tell you something. People will look at you and make assumptions based on purely what they see. You haven't even opened your mouth yet, and they will make assumptions about what they see. So invest in yourself, invest in growing your mindset, invest in, not just your equipment and things like that. It is something that you have to do, but you have to take it little by little. So when you make that first check, right? You take at least 30%, and put it back into your business, right? You take the 70%, and you do with what you may, right? I believe in giving back, so I invest in people. So I'll take a certain percentage and invest in people, and then I will take a certain percentage and, help out my church and things like that. But then do other things that I need to and want to do, like pay the bills and stuff like that. But you're your own CEO. You have to know how you're going to run your business. But investing in your business is key, because that's going to help you properly set up your social media, so you're as set up for success. So let's see. True, your person matters as a part of the hardware. Yep, it is 100%, right? So before you upgrade a laptop, before you upgrade the phone, before you make those big changes, find the small but very vital changes in yourself and in how you present yourself, to upgrade those too. So don't forget about that. But the next thing I wanted to cover was, it kind of piggybacks off of the public thing, because I understand people are apprehensive about that. But when you start recording, oh, and that reminds me, guys, let's have a heart to heart talk about video, right? I know you guys are watching me and I look natural and stuff. Let me tell you something. I get nervous all the time. right? All the time. There's never a time where I'm not nervous, but you know what? I do it anyway. So, with that said, guys, video is a part of how you introduce your product, service, or business. So, after you get your contact and stuff set up, after you make your profiles and stuff public and you set the information where you want to be contacted and all that stuff, and you have that all together, make your first video, right? Make your first video. See, the thing I remember when I first did a video for social media, like on like Facebook, Instagram, that kind of stuff, because I'm, playing around with YouTube since Jesus was a boy. So, uh, but when I first made a video for Facebook, I was 2015 and I was so nervous. I was unbelievably, like, I could feel my heart beating in my ears nervous. Let's see, you can't get anywhere successfully without getting uncomfortable. Yep, it's a great point. And I'll get to that in just a second because that's a key thing. Like, when I first started, like, you have to understand, I had been presenting, like, I was in network marketing, so I'm familiar with doing presentations in front of strangers, going up and speaking in front of crowds and things like that. Like, at that time, I had already, like, my largest crowd speaking in front of was 500 people at the time, right? It's grown now, but, you know, 500 people was the max I had ever talked to. And the thought of literally millions of people looking at me, looking at my face, judging me, all that kind of stuff, it literally put me in fear. Like, I was like, what if? And I'm literally sitting there about to record and literally frozen. And I just prayed. I was like, God, please help me, because I don't want this and I don't want that. He was like, just say what I tell you to say. That's it. So my advice to you is hit record, because you have to be bad in order to be good, in order to be great. People who you see on social media, that are great on camera, that make it look effortless, they started where you started, and they got their first start in just hitting the record and pulling that band-aid off, right? And just recording that video. I gotta get to a point of swallowing the video pill. You explaining how you feel is helping me. Yeah, and at the end of the day, this is why I'm doing what I do, because I have been there. I have been there. Listen, I have been there where I hit record, and you see the three buttons, you see 3, 2, and you're like, oh my goodness, it's about to be one, and you see the word live, and you're live. And there would be, like, if you go back to my old videos, you would literally see like 3 to 4 seconds, maybe 5 seconds, where I'm just like, and just like, what do I say next? And it's like, just talk. Just like, because we have conversations. And the ironic thing is, this is 2015, right? Smartphones, video conferencing, all that kind of stuff, it's been out, right? That was yesterday. Right? So I've been on FaceTime. I've been on video chat, not FaceTime because I didn't have iPhone yet, but I'd been on video chat and all those things. And I was like frozen. And it's like, just talk to people like you talk to people regularly, right? And I have been on lives where there were 0 people. I'm talking about 90% of the live, there are 0 people. Nobody's watching at all. And I'm like, gosh, nobody. And like, just like I'm looking directly into cam now, like, I'll be looking in the cam, but looking at the number, looking in the cam, looking at the number. And then I would see one person pop in, and you get this burst of anxiety, like, oh, one person's here, like, they're actually watching. Oh my goodness, they're actually watching. And you get this urgency, like, let me get myself together. Let me say, but you haven't said anything yet. This is me. Like, this is me, not anybody else. This is me. Like, it's been 10, 15 seconds. You haven't said anything yet. And that one person pops in and they're like, why is he just sitting there not talking? And just like you have to get over that hump, like start the conversation. I get happy. I get happy when that one person watches. Yes, I still do, because like I'm not gonna say that I am like I have all these thousands of people and all that stuff like watching my stuff. I'm not there yet, so I still have those moments where like it takes people a little bit of time to get on and stuff. And but yes, that one person does get you excited, and you're like you trying to decide which way to go with it, because you get the one person come on and it's like, okay, now we're having a conversation, right? And then the one person who and then that one person who stays, yeah, exactly, right? So you figure like, okay, do they have a picture, because I'm looking for that face in the picture, and it's like there is no, like on Facebook there is no face, right? You're not really seeing a person's face come on. And don't even get me started on the hearts. Don't even get me started on getting a heart. Like like oh, my wife's Jamaican. They have a saying, "Gladbag boss." It means like you get super happy when you see that first heart. Like it is amazing when you figure, okay, I'm doing a good job. But by the reverse though, I have to share this with you guys. By the reverse though, after a couple of months of doing it, and like as a speaker, you kind of get into your flow and you start to feel it. And it's like, I'm killing this point right now. I'm killing this point right now. They're getting it. Look up, 0. And you've been going for like 2-3 minutes and there's 0 people. And you're like, oh, maybe I wasn't killing it that much, right? But see, the thing I loved about Facebook in those early days is I started to think about it like this. Even though there weren't like 10, 15, 20, 100 people on there during the live, people would watch it after. And if it wasn't the 15 seconds before you said something, or speaking directly to that one person that pops in randomly, and the hearts and stuff like that, is after you get off the live. Like, okay, who's watching? Okay, okay, 1, okay, 2 views. Okay, so I got like, it's been like an hour and I got like 3 more views. Okay, so was it not that good? Like, but this is the thing, guys. You can't sit there living for likes. You can't sit there living for views, because that's how people, and I know this is a bit on a tangent for setting up your profile, but let me give you guys a little bit of free game. Like, look, man, you can't just be focused on views. You have to be focused on your message and knowing it's not about 10,000 people seeing your message. Yes, that's great. But you still have to do it, because you could have that one person that sees it and that gets it. And they're like, wow, that really affected me right here. Like, I wasn't expecting. Like, is he talk? I know he's on a live, but is he talking directly to me? Like, it's feeling awfully personal right now. But I get it. Like, I understand what he's saying. So you know what? Let me check him out. Let me see what he's talking about. Let me see what he's offering. Right? It's that one person. And then, just like bad news, good news spreads like wildfire. Yo, I was on TikTok live today, and there was this guy talking on there, this girl talking on there, and she was making so much sense. I promise you, it was like she was talking to me. Like, I don't know, it just got to me for a second. But you gotta check them out, man. Like, you gotta check her out. You gotta check them out, because I was on there for like an hour just listening to this person, and they were speaking directly to me. It was like, all right, Nicholas, finna be easy. Are you rolling out? Okay, great points made. Great points made. Keep up with what you're doing. Thank you so much. I think I did. Yeah, I did follow you. So appreciate you stopping by, man. Really appreciate that. But yeah, like, you've been on there for an hour listening to this individual, and they're telling about their experience on your video, their experience on your live or whatever it is. and they're like ranting and raving about this in such a good way. And that person goes and checks out your content. And that person sees your video where you were stumbling and you were a little bit nervous, but once you got into your flow a little bit, then you got a little more comfortable. So you started to express yourself. You started to tell people your story. You started getting excited a little bit and you started connecting and things like that. And pretty soon you got 4, 5, 6 people watching your videos on a regular because you have been accustomed to just being you. And that's my next point. When you record that first video or you record that first reel, be you. I said this in my last episode. You are enough. You are enough. What you've been through, your hangups, your mistakes, all that kind of stuff, your apprehensions about the way you look, everything like that, that is not all of who you are. But who you are is in your message. It has to be in the message that you bring. So record that first video. Put it out there. Rip off that Band-Aid. And every time you do it and you keep doing it, you get better and you get better and you learn a little bit more and you learn, okay, you go back and watch it because look guys, for the first year, I'm not kidding. Like for the first year, I did not watch my content back. I didn't watch my content because I was so like, I know I messed up on this, and I know I should have said that. I know I should have did this, and I know I should have brought up that, but I did not watch my content. Learn from my mistake, please. Excuse me. Learn from my mistake, please. When you do your third, fourth, fifth video, you look for things that you could have done better. There's always areas for improvement, and that's okay, right? That's okay to have areas of improvement that need be. But you got to understand that it's not going to be like this forever. As you keep doing it, you'll keep getting better, right? So the next thing is that how you set up what it is you're promoting, right? Or how not how you set up what it is you're promoting, but your actual page. Like there's a lot of people that would get into business or get into an opportunity or promote something, and they were coming from living their lives and putting whatever they felt like on social media. But again, you have to keep the idea that what if a big brand sees this the way it is, right? What if the brand or that representative from that brand sees that that picture of Goku that he's turning Super Saiyan blue or whatever. I don't know if you get that, but like you have anime on your profile. Nothing against anime, but I had anime on my profile for the longest. But it's like, they see all these different things, but they can't find what it is that you're talking about. Like not just brands, but people in general. They can't find what you're talking about, right? So all the stuff that you had posting that's not related to yourself or your family and things like that, you have to be mindful that businesses are going to eventually start looking at your profile. So why not get ready for them ahead of time? It's like that conversation we just had about getting dressed for someone who's never been to your house, right? You wouldn't have your gym socks in the middle of the living room floor. You wouldn't have that Kool-Aid that you halfway finished that's just sitting on the middle of the table or sitting on the arm of the chair or whatever it is. Like you would at least neaten up and prepare the place for somebody that's like you're ready to do business. You set up your profile in such a way that you are ready to do business. So anything that's not at least loosely related to your business, right? Then you might want to think about whether you leave it up there or not. I recommend that you don't, right? So here are a couple things. It has to relate to you, to your family. And I'm not just talking about random emotions and moods, because like I see a lot of these mood posts where you put up, oh, this, that, and this, how I feel right now. Please, when you're talking about big business, try and stay away from stuff like that. Like, I know people like me personally, like I've talked about my personal Facebook page and stuff like that. Even my TikTok too. Like I've talked about things like religion and politics and stuff like that. I don't dive too deep, but I still talk about stuff that resonates with me. But when I approach these subjects, I have in mind that someone that could be beneficial to my brand could be watching, right? Or someone that has taken interest in my brand could be watching, right? So they will watch a live like this, or they will watch a reel or a TikTok or a YouTube short or whatever it is, and they go to my website or they go to my TikTok or they go to my other social media platforms, and what will they see, right? When somebody comes to your page, they want to see who you are, what you're about, and what it is that you're selling and why, right? So again, family, yourself, things that resonate with you, but related to your business. So like I posted a TikTok, I think it was like 3-4 days ago. I think it is. It's just it's a faceless video. It's like I was on a cruise and I recorded like just standing by the balcony. I recorded the water and stuff because I love that. I love I love cruises. I love being on the water. I love that kind of stuff. So like I was just recording like maybe 15 seconds of that, maybe 30 seconds of that. And I put up like letters, I put up sentences, like a little paragraph or something, making it relatable to what I am promoting. I promote a daily pay blueprint. I promote a six-figure blueprint, right? So I put in the post literally like, there's nothing like spending time with family. And it's great to have a blueprint that I follow that helps me do that, right? So again, I'm not asking for money necessarily, sorry, but I am telling people who I like, not necessarily who I am in the sense of I'm Nicholas Francis, but what I am about, family, and what I am trying to do, which is be with my family, and 3, what I am most grateful for. So it gets my potential customer, my potential business partner, whatever it is, to see what is more important to me, what I am striving towards, and how I am grateful. And the 4th one, how I'm actually helping people. Because that's one thing businesses love to see. They love to see creators that are about giving back, about helping people, about doing something for the world as opposed to just the world doing something for them, right? So that like, why do you think videos like that on YouTube goes viral? When you see an influencer, they give away like a Jeep, or they give away a car or something, or they pay somebody's rent or whatever it is, they give that, and because they know that's one, that's attractive, 2, that's a biblical principle, not the houses and the cars and stuff, but give and it shall be given unto you, pressed down, shaken together, and running over, shall men pour into your bosoms, or pour into your possession, right? So giving is a principle. So brands love to see that. So you get into business, you want to be prepared to set up your social media accounts in such a way that people can easily see who you are, what you're about, and what means the most to you, and more importantly, how you give and what you're actually providing as far as a product, service, or business that you do through social media, right? So the thing that I want to impress with this is that perception, because look, whether you want to admit it or not, you are a perception of a perception. You believe, not necessarily, well, when you first start out and you're coming through teenager and all that kind of stuff, you are a perception. You believe what you think people believe about you. Think about talking about high school, right? When you were in high school, you start to think, okay, this person's going to think this way about me. Why? Because you believe something you thought they believed, right? This says, thank you so much. We'll check out some of your other videos. as well as have a great rest of the day. Thank you so much. Let's see. I could not make that out. I apologize. Is it Descendant Lair? Thank you so much. Let me see if I'm following you. Let me see if you got that. Yeah, I'll give you a follow for being so active in the live. So thank you. So yes, so it was important to you back then to like how people saw you, right? In business, it doesn't really change, right? What do people see when they see you? Think about things like this, and I hate to delve into this, but I am going to. Think about Will Smith, right? Whether you agree with what he did or what he didn't do or should he have done and whatever, whatnot, brands basically saw that as either more often than not, brands think of that as a bad thing because it attracted a lot of negative press, right? And I know people will say, no press is bad press, but again, you have to consider that businesses are really thinking about is is it going to be risky doing business with this person? And even regular consumers, everyday Joe Public is going to consider that. Is it a good idea to do business with this person? That's why I keep saying people need to know, like, and trust you for them to actually do business with you, right? So it is imperative that what people see when they come to your social media accounts is something where they can build that knowledge, that trust factor, and they connect with you so they learn to like you, right? Not in a forceful way, like learn to like me, but you know, just kind of get to know you and get a little bit more into your world and see what matters the most to you, because they will find things that are in common with you. They will find things that they appreciate about you. Because like when I talk about my disability, like I did a training like almost 2 weeks ago now, and I shared like a small training, and I shared the fact that I'm disabled and stuff like that. I'm not among the things that I'm a father and I'm married and things like that. But that night I thought it was like super vulnerable because like I'd never really shared on a platform that big and that international about something so personal to me, my disability. So, excuse me. And I was really kind of concerned about that. And like, man, was that too far? And when I shared about my disability, I was like, I wonder how they're going to take that. I wonder how they're going to receive that. And are people going to feel sorry for me? Are people going to be like just superficially sympathetic and all that kind of stuff? But the same night after the Zoom went off, I got a whole bunch of messages saying, hey, thank you so much for sharing. That was amazing. Like, your story is amazing. Like, what you've accomplished, like it really blessed me. It really ministered to me. Like, thank you for being so open and honest with us. And like, people were literally sharing like, hey, I'm also disabled. Like, it's great to see someone that's also disabled finding success, finding a way to make it through. And they kind of really identify with that, like, look, I really appreciate you for that. And so you have to be in that place, though. You have to be in that place to know that you don't have to tell everybody everything, especially if you're not ready to. But at the same time, it's a part of marketing because people want to see that you are a real person. And not to say that you can't see me doing this and you can't tell if I'm the difference between me and artificial intelligence and all that kind of stuff, right? But they want to know, what have you been through? Right? They want to know, is this and they're not going to ask you for that, but they're going to want to see what moves you, what affects you, what really is real about you. So sharing something like, I have hangups, I have fears, I have doubts, I have apprehensions about going live. I thought about it for months, even years on end before I actually did it. And even when I was doing it, I was stumbling and I wasn't so good. And no, let me see. No disrespect. All love fan. Wait, what are you talking about? I didn't see anything. And I'm not saying I'm assuming disrespect, but I'm just saying I didn't see it. So no worries, no worries at all. But when you talk about things that scare you, when you talk about, especially when it relates to your business, I'm a content creator, and I'm a motivational speaker. When you talk about the fact that when you first started going live, there was literally no one on, and you would be talking for 20, 30 minutes, an hour, and nobody is on, and you felt like you're just talking to yourself basically, and you have apprehensions about that, and you have little hangups about that. When you share something like that with somebody, no matter where you are on the success meter, it definitely gets people to identify with you and to say, hey man, I've been there too. Oh wow, I didn't know he struggled with that, or I didn't know he really he really went through that. My friend has a lazy eye, and it's because his mother used drugs while she was pregnant. Um, well, first of all, thank you for sharing that. I appreciate you being candid about that situation. But no disrespect, man. A couple. Well, I'll share this with you guys. I'll probably just edit this out in the actual post, but like on YouTube, the replay. But I'll share this with you guys. So lately, I would say like the last 6 weeks or so. To give you a little bit of context here, I've been going live since I said 2015, right? So since 2015, and I didn't even think about this once before. 6 weeks ago, I had somebody on my YouTube comment, um, "What are you looking at?" And at first, I didn't really get it. Like, what are they talking about? What are you looking at? And then like I'm looking at the comment and I go back to my video and I'm like, I'm looking. And at this point, I am still confident in my skin and stuff like that. That's not gonna phase me. And I look at it, I'm like, okay, so he noticed my eye. Oh, that's what he's talking about. Okay. And then I was like, well, it's a superpower that I have, right? And I put that up and I was like, that's where I'm staying with that. It's a superpower that I have. But not even realizing it, it affected me, right? Not even realizing it. And this is something like, of all the things I will tell you guys, of all the things that people noticed about me, like I had people throw bottles at me, I had people throw cans at me, I had people throw different varying things at me because they just thought like it was like he was some sort of apparition. Just, I don't understand, so I'm gonna throw this at him walking home from school, right? And like the way I walk and my gait and all that stuff, like I was like, that is the last thing that I'm ever thinking about. Because to tell you the truth, 40 years of life, literally like 37 years of knowing myself, right? That's the last thing I thought about. But in that moment, 6 weeks ago, it affected me. And I was like, I don't know why this is affecting me like this. I have a beautiful wife that couldn't even be bothered by this eye. Or fun fact, fun fact. This is so funny. Well, to me it is, right? This one was the one that strayed, right? This one. Most of my life, my left eye was the one that really stayed focused, right? But for whatever reason, they switched, right? So 6 weeks ago, I let it affect me. And I did the crazy thing about it was I didn't even realize it. And then like I went on Facebook and I saw I saw someone else drop a comment. I was like, what are you looking at? And then I was telling you guys probably in the first episode or an earlier video in my content where I was doing a remix where it's like side by side video and just reacting to whatever the creator was talking about. She was talking about barbecue and the fact that Caucasian people are not really known for seasoning their meat. She was Caucasian as well, so it's her opinion, not mine, right? So I was up there like just doing my thing, and then I had somebody come and ask that, like, come and say, and they didn't even ask me directly. They were like, "Oh, he's looking at us and looking at the video at the same time." And again, I don't know why. I don't know why, but it affected me, right? Let me see. Rena baby. FYI, the surgery fix it is simple. Hold on. No, I'm sorry, Tyler, but I'm not letting anybody up right now. This is a training, but okay, back to your comment, Rena. FYI, the surgery is to fix it is simple. They lose simple. There are loose muscle that needs to be tacked, and it will be fixed. So, Rena, first of all, thank you for sharing that. I appreciate the insight because I didn't know that. But here's the thing, and I'll go back to my story. When I was 16, I was offered the chance to go into surgery and have them, because of my legs being born premature and like my left leg is shorter than my right leg, right? And so they offered me the chance, and they told my mom this, and they were like, we can have him come into surgery. We'll break the left leg. We'll put some extenders in it, and put some pins, like, he'll have metal pins in his legs, and we can reset his ankles so it functions normally, and everything will be cool, right? And they said, well, he might be down for 6 or 7 months, but he'll heal and he'll have a reasonably normal life. I remember standing there with my mom and really talking about it and stuff like that. And she was like, look, either way, whatever you decide to do, son, I support you, right? Either way, I support you. So whether you decide to do it or you decide to not do it, I will stand behind you and support you. And you have to understand, 16 years up to that point, like I said, I had people throw things at me. I had people curse at me just for, like, they don't know me from a can of paint, but they curse at me and they throw things at me and they hurl all different obscenities at me and they all these different things, and got bullied all my life, things like that when I was a kid, right? So 16, I have the chance to be normal. And I sat there and it was literally a 10-minute conversation. I said, Ma, here's the thing. I could do that. And that's literally everything I ever asked for as a kid, just to be normal, right? Can I please be normal? God, why did you make me like this? Why would you do this? You said that you love me. You said that you care. You said that all these different things. Why did you do this? So I have the chance now to be quote unquote normal. But I was at the place in my life, I said, you know what? I appreciate it, but I'm not going to do it. And here's why. Whenever somebody sees me walk, when I go to a speaking event and they see me take an extra 3-4 seconds to slowly climb those stairs and to walk across that stage, seeing the way that I walk, and then they hear me speak for 30 minutes, an hour, whatever it is, they realize that despite the way he walks, despite the way it looks, he's still successful. So you know what? If someone like him could do it, I can. If he can do it, if he can overcome the odds, if he can Be that type of person to look past his shortcomings. And he can stand in front of me and say, I've done it, and now this is how I'm going to show you to do it. This is the reason I turned down that surgery. And this, unless this eye, God forbid, starts to interfere with my daily life, and that I can no longer function properly at 100%, and I can't do certain things, then I'm not going to do it. Why? Because people will look at it and they will see me and they will see it and go, man, he's a strong person. Somebody actually said that in the chat, and I appreciate who's the person that said that. He's a strong person. I'm honestly, guys, I'm really not a strong person. I am strong because God makes me strong. I am strong. I am everything and anything. Hi, Shelly. I am anything and everything redeemable only because of God. Only because of God. I take no credit for the strength you see, the bravery you see, the compassion, the kindness, the love, the caring that you see. I don't take no credit for it. It's because of God that I am what I am, and I sit here before you being the person that I am. It's because of him and him alone. And so I told my mom at 16, I was like, look, I'm going to be a shining, gleaming example of God's grace. I am going to be that example. I am going to be that light that people can look at and say, God helped him. So maybe he can help me. And that's all I want, right? I could talk all day about marketing. I could talk all day about finance, about protecting your income, about saving more, about protecting your family and all this stuff financially. And I can motivate the mess out you. But at the end of the day, what I want you to see is God's grace. What I want you to see is God's goodness. The Bible says, let your light so shine before men that they will see and glorify your Father in heaven. That is what I am in business for. This is what, aside from the money is great, guys. The money is awesome. Being able to take my family, to have my kids play, be able to go on vacation with my wife, be able to buy her those nice things that she wants, to buy myself the tech that I so much into is great. But at the end of the day, it's not about that. I am here on a live with you to let you see the goodness of God that's reflected in these eyes. So when you look and you see that God is faithful. And I know I'm getting a little preachy and people say I should have been a pastor, but not everybody sits behind a pulpit. I have been called to the marketplace to help people succeed. I have been called to the marketplace to show people how to make money on their own terms, take their time back, take their lives back, take their paycheck and stop living from paycheck to Tuesday night, but to be able to wake up in the morning and be excited again. And not just about having money in the bank, but be excited to know that it is possible. That with God, everything is possible. So that yes, money is not everything. But when you don't have it, it becomes absolutely everything. It becomes where you sleep, where you send your kids to school, what you feed them during the day, what you don't feed them during the day, where you go to work, where you send them to school, where you choose to buy clothes, where you choose to get shoes, all these different, where you vacation. It affects everything when you don't have it. My next post was gonna be, I went to the gas station a couple days ago and went to fill up. And past couple of years, I used to see people like, coming up, driving and all that stuff. I would see people, put the gas pump in their tank or whatever, and they go sit down inside the car. And, excuse me, I was pumping gas. And something as simple as sitting there watching the gas, like how you watch the little meter and the numbers tick by, and you're seeing it and you're like, okay, gotta make sure I don't go over a certain amount. Gotta make sure and watch it so I can hit that click. You hear that when you click it, so you have an even amount of whatever it is so that you don't go over. Like the other day I was pumping and I had the pump inside the tank, and I walked away, like up behind my truck, and walked to the other side, and something hit me. I had never been able to do that before the last couple of years in business. I was always looking at the pump, always wondering if I'm going to go over, and if I go over a couple cents, and it's like, or $1 or whatever it is, and being afraid that the pump over pump or whatever, not even that it filled up the tank too much, but just that it took more from my finances than I wanted it to. And for the first time it hit me, that I actually did something that I had always unconsciously wanted to do. And literally, like, I was like, man, that is such a powerful thing, that I cannot worry about what I see on the gas pump. What I see, how much it is, how much I've pumped, all those different things. And that might not resonate with some people, but some people watching my content will see that and go, yes, I still do that. And I never thought about it like that until it happened to me, where I have gotten to a point, because of the blueprints that I promote, that I am able to make money wherever, whenever. Right now, I am making money because my blueprints, my automations, they sell and they tell for me. So I'm at work while I'm sleeping, right? I forgot who said it. It said you either find a way to make money while you sleep, or you will work until you die, right? And that hit me. But I have found a way to literally earn income while I'm sleeping, while I'm on vacation, while I am at the park with my kids, while I am spending time with my wife at dinner, whatever it is, right? I have found a way to do that. But I had to understand that I learned how to market, which is why I'm doing this, right? So the best tip I can have for you is look for those moments to include in your social media platform that actually show people the reality of where you were, where you are now, and where you intend to go, and your intent to help them get there, right? So thank you guys so much for being patient with me. It's been over an hour now, but I just want to impress upon you guys that it's so important for you to be prepared for success. You know, there's a saying: if you stay ready, you never have to get ready. When you first jump out into marketing, it's best to get ready right now. So prepare right now. People say, Nick, why are you wearing a collared shirt on a TikTok live? You don't see many people doing that. Yeah, good. Then I'll stand out. So prepare. like it's already here. Like, it's so crazy. My wife gave me that advice before she even was my wife. She's a friend of mine, but she had no idea that she was talking about herself. She said, Nick, I get that you want to be in a relationship, but you need to prepare and act, walk, talk like she is already here, right? So guys, if this has found you value in any way, please double tap the screen. Let's get this thing to at least 1,000 likes, because I would like to have some more people be able to see it. I really appreciate all of you that commented. I appreciate everybody that left likes, left hearts, whatever it is that they commented on my other videos, that always say kind words. Guys, I love you for that. I do, because you don't know how much that feeds me. Like, you don't understand, like, motivational speakers, people that talk to people for a living, especially like this, they can get to the point where they feel like they're just talking into a black hole and nobody's listening. Nobody hears. And, there's that stigma that I severely detest, that especially men, that no one cares what you're going through. No one's really going to give it a second look. But it's not the truth. The truth is, people do care. The truth is, people do listen. The truth is, you will be able to positively revolutionize someone's world. But the thing about it is, you may never see them. You may never meet them in person. You may never get to have a conversation with them, but you forever change their life in a positive way, because you decided to get over your fears and do it anyway. I'm going to leave you guys with this quote. Courage is not the absence of fear. However, it is the will to act in spite of fear. Perfect love casts out fear. So regardless to how much it may cause apprehension, cause anxiety, there is someone out there waiting for you. There is someone out there needing what God gave you to say through you. And how you will present it to the world is very different to how I would present it to the world. But guess what? It resonates because they identify and they connect with you. Always remember that you are special. Always remember that you were fearfully and wonderfully made. God took his time to craft the custom-made, profound wonder that is you. The world deserves to see it. All of it. The world deserves to see and be profoundly changed by you. So please, step out there, take a risk, and get that message out there. Thank you guys for allowing me to do this. Guys, please be patient with me, because, like I said at the top of the live, I have been toiling away and getting these videos off of CapCut to upload them to YouTube for these replays, because TikTok does not allow you to save your lives. Not just in like your life, but your lives, like your live streams. And Mary Massey says, you do great. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I give God the glory for that. So I'm toiling away at that, and I will figure it out. I will definitely crack that code tonight, hopefully. So I want to be able to get episode 5 and 6, and ultimately this episode 7, up on YouTube for you guys. But in the meantime, In the meantime, let's see. You are welcome. You are welcome hopping to Michelle. Oh, wait. You gotta break that down for me, Mary. I'm not exactly understanding. Yeah, but it is an honor to be able to serve in my community. It's an honor to be able to help other marketers succeed. It's an honor to help people succeed because if you get what you want, I get what I want because God will sow back into me for being a blessing to others. So, guys, I want to give you guys something. So if this is your first time seeing me, please go to my link tree and subscribe to my link tree. And when you do, right under after you subscribe, the affiliate. I don't know why I'm spacing on my words right now. My affiliate marketing ebook for beginners is the second link on my link tree. So once you subscribe by hitting that bell and you enter your email, you'll actually be able to download that ebook absolutely free. You can have that, right? If you're in the US, there's a lot of different affiliate programs that you can sign up for right now. But here's the kicker. You got to learn how to market. So if you want to learn how to market, you get this daily pay blueprint and learn how to properly market on social media, and you will get access to me and my wonderful community. So you'll be able to get started to know how to be successful online. All right. So if you want that, comment all in this live. Or if you're just joining us and you missed the live and you want the blueprint to learn how to market on social media, comment all in on my last posted video, and I will definitely see it and I'll get you the information that you need. Okay. All right, guys, I love to love you with the love of the Lord, and I thank you so much for being here. You guys are absolutely amazing. She meant Michelle's live. Okay, Michelle is live. Oh, really? All right, I'm about to be up there in a minute because I love her live. So, yeah, thank you for sharing that, guys. Until next time, guys, live life, love God. See you when I see you. Peace.